This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 18th day of October in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley, thanking you for joining us, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Former police sergeant Colin Bailey, who was freed last week of a murder charge related to the death of his wife after the prosecution admitted in court that it had no evidence against him, is getting ready to file a lawsuit against the state of Guyana. Bailey spent over 5 years on remand in various prisons. Back in 2016, he was arrested, charged, and committed to stand trial for the murder of his wife, 3 years after the murder. Last week in the High Court, a jury was instructed to return a not guilty verdict in the murder trial after the prosecutor told the court that there is no evidence linking the man to his wife's murder. A few days earlier, another man who was also held for the same murder pleaded guilty to killing the businesswoman and did not link the former police officer to the crime, saying he acted alone. That other man is now awaiting sentencing. During a virtual press conference today with his attorneys by his side, the former murder accused Colin Bailey said the state failed him badly and it has destroyed his life. He will seek damages.
I believe that the system has failed me miserably. And this is not only happening now. I gather you suffer the same thing. With me, it was just a continuation of what the system is doing. That is why I was so devastated at one stage, because I'm looking at, is this the state with all its legal mind there, looking at the file that I could see there's no evidence, and I'm there suffering in prison. I was surprised.
Mr. Bailey said the more than 5 years that he spent behind bars awaiting trial for a murder he did not commit and played no role in was dreadful.
Well, people think that everyone in prison, they have done something, and as a result, it's just perhaps it's good for them, and that's where this will be. But it's not so. There was moving from the next one prison to the next prison, and being confronted with all manner of real bad things, things that normal human, being don't really experience that often. What you see, the place you sleep, where you have to go and bathe. For instance, 42 person might be using one shower that is accommodating only one shower accommodating 42 person, same toilet accommodating the same amount of people, and crazy people too, very violent people.
Two of Mr. Bailey's attorneys, Konya Sandiford and Ronald Daniels, said they believe a commission of inquiry should be held into the circumstances that led to the charges being laid against their client, which ultimately resulted in him being incarcerated for over 5 years.
However you feel personally about this individual that you don't know, did the system work for him? And why are we here today? Are we beating up on the prosecutorial arm? Or are we simply saying, this needs to be checked out, right? And if not us, then who? I don't know, right? Can you imagine your son or your daughter caught in this web? And who would you go to for assistance? And when you do come to counsel, whoever is your counsel, and they say, well, I will keep checking, I will send a letter, I will file a motion, and we go back into the same clogged system, is that sufficient legal representation to your relatives, to the funerals you didn't go to, the weddings you didn't attend, and to the heinous experiences for someone that you are admitting should not have been charged in the first place?
So what we're calling for, joining the call of the court, is for a commission of inquiry into the operations of the prosecutorial arm of the state with respect to the incarceration, detention, and the prosecution of persons, especially in instances when there is no evidence against those persons. So we're basically calling for an inquiry into how the prosecutorial arm of the state operates, what filtering process that arm of the state goes through and it deliberates prosecuting, when it deliberates laying charges, when it deliberates at committal proceedings, and when it deliberates in the presentation of indictments.
In her ruling on the Bailey matter, Justice Joanne Barlow, who heard and dismissed the case last week, said there is something fundamentally wrong with the justice system when a citizen can be charged, committed, and indicted when there is no evidence connecting that citizen to the commission of the offense. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get your
color.
Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100. Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Find as many as you can. Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. The animals are waiting. Monkeys, giraffes, dinosaurs. Real excitement in a chocolate bar. Elephant, toucan, jaguar. Which ones will you find? Young in the Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Find as many as you can. Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Which ones will you find? Give me one dembe for my whole family. Their bread is tasty. Them bakers.
Baked with love and passion by our dedicated team of fine bakers, we give you Dembake. With the same great quality you're used to, we now have a slightly new look. Here in Land of Canaan, we are ready to give you even more. Don't wait until you're hungry. Reach for a slice of Dembake.
Dembake.
Dembake, healthy, wholesome living.
Alana! Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you.
You must have heard. That's why you're here at GPL. The great news, GPL's 22 for 22.
I absolutely did hear. They're giving away supermarket vouchers worth $25,000 to 22 customers.
Isn't it just awesome how GPL is giving back to the community, though?
For sure. But you know what you need to do? You need to ensure your account is completely settled, while prepaid customers need to purchase credit during the promo period and make sure that you ask for that coupon. Nobody's left out.
GPL's 22 for 22. Promotions run October 1 through October 15th.
Mobile Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobile Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. Vice President Barra Jagdeo, who traveled to Ghana as part of bilateral cooperation efforts between Guyana and Ghana, has stated that Guyana will use Ghana's experience in the oil and gas sector to ensure that this country's petroleum resources are properly developed. Mr. Jagdeo wrapped up his 3-day visit to the West African nation today. During the visit, the Vice President and his team held discussions with Ghanaian officials, and the two sides looked at boosting their partnerships on several fronts, especially in oil and gas. During a radio interview in Ghana last night, the Vice President said he is impressed with what Ghana has achieved relative to the petroleum industry.
So we're here to learn a lot as we try to craft the architecture to manage this industry and to build the institutions necessary for its proper regulation. And what I've heard here is amazing. I've always known Ghanaian to be very smart people from my engagement around the world with them. But you have a ton of brilliant technicians here who have done a great job in building these institutions and crafting these policies. And we're looking forward to them coming to help us to do that.
Mr. Jagdeo said Guyana is looking forward to strengthening its relations with Ghana since the West African nation has a lot to offer. He explained that the process will be overwhelming for Guyana since it is new to the industry, and he also said that the country needs to be careful in planning for the future to develop the industry. Ghana's experience, he noted, will help Guyana in that regard.
The pace of the development of the industry in Guyana is a dizzying one. So from the discovery of oil in 2015, we're already producing oil. We're producing 120,000 barrels a day. And by 2025, we'll be producing 800,000 barrels a day. And then by 2027, possibly 1.2 to 1.4 million barrels a day. Almost the same quantity as Nigeria, more than Venezuela.
Since Ghana's first commercial oil lifting took place, over 4.7 million barrels of crude oil have been produced at an average of 80,000 barrels per day. Ghana has been hailed over the years for having one of the best architectures of the oil and gas industry, since its industry is divided into the upstream and downstream sectors and includes the procurement and refining by its own petroleum refinery. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony has sounded the alarm on the high number of HIV-positive persons in Guyana who have not made themselves available to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The health minister said there are too many HIV-positive persons who have been shying away from getting vaccinated, and that decision is putting their lives at risk if they become infected with the virus, since their immune system is already compromised.
It is recommended that persons with HIV take the COVID-19 vaccine because it's going to protect them. The benefits of getting vaccinated far outweighs the risk of being vaccinated. And in some cases, those persons who would have had their immune system being compromised, in some of those patients, it's also recommended that they get a third dose of the vaccine or a booster shot.
The health minister said any of the vaccines that are being currently administered in Guyana could be administered to an HIV-positive patient, adding that the vaccines will not interfere with or influence HIV treatment.
The mechanisms of action are totally different. Vaccines help to stimulate the immune system so that your body can produce antibodies that can fight off COVID-19 virus. Antiretrovirals, they work differently. They interrupt the life cycle of the HIV, and therefore their actions are totally different.
Dr. Anthony observed that there appears to be a lot of vaccine hesitancy among the HIV population.
They probably have various myths about why they shouldn't be vaccinated. But all the evidence is pointing that they need to be vaccinated.
The Minister of Health said persons living with HIV should always follow the COVID-19 guidelines to avoid contracting the virus. But if they do, he said, once they are vaccinated, they stand a greater chance of not becoming gravely ill. The COVID-19 death toll in Guyana has reached 875, with 13 additional deaths being confirmed over the past 3 days. Based on the latest figures released by the Ministry of Health, there are over 3,800 active cases, with the majority of those active cases in regions 3 and 4. There are 24 persons in the COVID-19 intensive care unit. Since the start of October, Guyana has recorded 76 coronavirus-related deaths, while the Ministry of Health continues to encourage persons to get vaccinated and to follow the safety guidelines. The APNU-AFC opposition has issued another call on the government for it to be included in the National COVID-19 Task Force to assist in the COVID-19 fight.
We want to make this very clear. The APNU-AFC have said on multiple occasions that we stand ready to work with the government on matters of national importance and national security. And to this end, we call for a national multi-stakeholder approach to tackling this health crisis. An approach that brings all representatives to the table. We believe that if we are to win in this battle against COVID-19, we must do it together.
The opposition has been making the call repeatedly, but the government has not responded, even as the COVID-19 cases and deaths continue to climb significantly. 4 persons lost their lives in 2 separate accidents on Saturday night along the east coast of Demerara, and speeding appears to have been the cause of both of those deadly accidents. In the first accident, 2 drivers, Devishkar Jetu and Nazad Ali, both lost their lives in a 3-vehicular smash-up. A police report of the incident said Devishkar Jetu was driving at a fast rate as he overtook one car and hit it on the side and ended up in the path of another car, being driven by Nazad Ali. The 2 cars slammed into each other and both flipped over, killing both drivers and injuring the occupants of the 3rd car that was hit. That accident took place along the railway embankment at Liliendal. On the same night, 2 friends, including the driver, died in the other accident at Maikoni when the speeding driver failed to properly negotiate a turn in the road. He lost control of the car, according to the police, and flipped over into the nearby canal. A 3rd person in the car managed to survive. The 2 who died were identified as Deo Charan Das and Bikram Singh. The 3 men were heading home after a night out at a party in the Maikoni area. Both deadly accidents are under investigation. Let's tell you now that a registered nurse and a nursing assistant in Linden were both dragged before the magistrate's court in the town to face forgery charges. The 2, nurse Sandrine Chapman and nursing assistant Anastasia McKenzie, were arrested last week in relation to the sale of vaccination booklets at the 1 Mile Healthcare Center. They both appeared in court today via Zoom and were not required to enter a plea to the indictable charges. They were each granted bail in the sum of $200,000 and will have to report to the police station in the town on the first Monday of every month for the duration of the trial. Linden has one of the lowest vaccination rates in the country. An investigation was launched into the operations at the 1 Mile Healthcare Center after it was suspected that more vaccination cards were being issued than vaccines administered. A Linden resident, Gregory Abrams, also appeared in court today, charged in connection with uttering a forged document. He is accused of being in possession of a fake vaccine card that is suspected to have been procured from the same 1 Mile Healthcare Center.
Farfan and Mendez Group of Companies are committed to promoting development through quality service and integrity. We offer our customers genuine products, reliability, and excellence in service. Our corporate head office at Providence affords you the added convenience of a spacious showroom with secured parking. At Farfan and Mendez, we continue to offer our customers a wide range of genuine and affordable German-engineered equipment. We also offer clean, green alternative energy solutions with our industry-leading brands of solar equipment. So, visit our new showroom at Providence and enjoy the service of our efficient and courteous staff. Farfan and Mendez, offering you solutions you can depend on.
You think about looking fly? Let me tell you where to stop by. Braiders Hair Store, they got you. Braiders Hair Store, they got you. They got the expression braids, natural twists and water wave, new locks, afro kinky, butterfly locks, and so much more. Come and get your braids right here now. We got any length you need, any color that makes you happy. Braiders Hair Store, 236 South Road, Lacey Town, Georgetown. Give us a call on 227-0554. Come and get your bridge right here now.
Mobile Special and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc. Mobile Special and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, a notorious gang in Haiti is behind the kidnapping of a group of North American missionaries near Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. The 5 men, 7 women and 5 children were returning from a visit to an orphanage when they were abducted on Saturday. Officials say they are being held by the 400 Mawuzo gang, also blamed for the kidnapping of the Catholic clergy back in April. Haiti has one of the highest rates of kidnapping in the world. This year has been particularly bad, with more than 600 kidnappings recorded in the first 3 quarters of 2021, compared to 231 over the same period last year. The rise has come in the wake of President Jovenel Moise's assassination in July, as rival factions fight to gain control of the country in the face of a struggling police force. The Catholic Church has previously described the situation as a descent into hell, with gangs taking people from all walks of life, both local and foreign. In neighboring Trinidad and Tobago, the country's president, Paula May Weeks, is maintaining that she did not willfully violate any provision of the Constitution and has not misbehaved in public office. The president finally broke her silence on the fiasco surrounding the appointment of a police commissioner in a paid advertisement in yesterday's Sunday Express, in which she revealed that the Police Service Commission delivered an order of merit list for a substantive police commissioner on the 11th of August 2021, but withdrew that order the same day. The statement offered no explanation as to what triggered the withdrawal of the list, but the president added that she will not address the question of who came to the office of the president. The president said at present she has no list before her. She defended her office, stating that there was no political interference or breach of the separation of powers. Last Thursday, the opposition leader in Trinidad, Kamala Persad-Bessessor, filed a motion in the parliament seeking the establishment of a tribunal to investigate the removal of the president in respect to the collapse of the Police Service Commission and the aborted process of appointing a police commissioner. And finally tonight, international news. Tributes are being paid this evening to former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell, who has died of COVID-19 complications at the age of 84. The former top military officer died on Monday morning, his family said. He was fully vaccinated. Powell became the first African-American Secretary of State in 2001 under Republican President George W. Bush. He also sparked controversy for helping garner support for the Iraq War. Powell had previously been diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer which may have made him more susceptible to COVID symptoms, according to U.S. media, as well as Parkinson's disease. President Joe Biden called Powell a dear friend and said he had embodied the highest ideals of both warrior and diplomat. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.